My boss told me recently he's taking away one of my stores, and just like that, half of my income disappeared. At first, I was hurt, then angry, then scared. But after I sat with it, I realized something. Maybe this isn't happening to me. Maybe it's happening for me. Because this next season of my life requires a different version of me. One with stronger boundaries, more wisdom, more strategy, and less fear. Darlings, I got news that honestly shook me up for a moment. My boss told me that one of my 2 stores I've worked for years, exactly 30 years in July, will be taken away. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you know how I work on commission as a professional seamstress and alteration specialist. I've worked extremely hard for decades, building relationships, building clienteles, showing up consistently, helping people look and feel their best. And when you work on commission, your location matters extremely. Traffic matters, customers matters, season matters. We live in Florida. One store alone doesn't always create enough income year round. So hearing that almost 62, one of my income sources could disappear, it hits me emotionally. Not because I'm lazy, no darlings. Not because I don't work hard. I do work hard. I'm from Jamaica, we have 5 jobs. Not because at this age you start to think differently. You start thinking about security, retirement, slowing down eventually, protecting your peace, protecting your body, protecting your future. And for a moment, I felt taken aback. I thought, after all these years, 30 years, now, why would this happen to me when I'm trying to maximize my income before retirement? But darlings, after I sat quietly with myself, my arm is hurting me, I realized something powerful. This next season of my life requires maturity, not emotional reaction, not panic, not bitterness, maturity. And maturity looks different when you're younger versus when you're older. When you're younger, maturity sometimes means proving yourself. Just came off from walk. But when you're older, maturity means discernment. Knowing when to speak, knowing when remain silent, knowing when to help, knowing when to step back, knowing when to give, knowing when to protect your future. That right there is what women over 50 must learn. Get my book. Because nobody talks about emotions. Transitional that happens in this season of life. Nobody talks about that. You realize you cannot continue giving everybody unrestricted access to your energy. You cannot continue overextending yourself. You cannot continue assuming loyalty means security. You cannot continue building everybody else's future while neglecting your own. And darlings, that realization can hurt. It can definitely hurt, especially for women like us who spent years nurturing everybody, helping everybody else, sacrificing, working hard, holding families together, being dependable, being the strong one. But eventually, life taps you on the shoulder and say, what about you? And I think that's where I'm right now. I'm realizing my future requires boundaries, not anger, not revenge, not bitterness, boundaries. So there's difference because, boundaries are not punishment. They're not. Boundaries are protection. Come in. A clean hem protects fabric from fraying. A clean hem. And in life, boundaries protect you from fraying. Some of you watch this right now are emotionally exhausted because you never learn boundaries. I have to go inside. It's loud outside here. Next door. Cotton. You give too much. You explain too much. You overwork too much. You overextend too much. And now your nervous system is tired. When your body is tired, your spirit is tired. And sometimes God allows uncomfortable situations to wake us up. Not to destroy us, I'll sit right here, but to redirect us. That's why I said, I realize I am the chosen one. Not chosen for suffering. That's a difference. Chosen for transformation. Chosen for growth. Chosen to evolve into the woman my next season requires. I'm hot. I'm going inside. Because I truly believe there comes a point in life when women over 50 must stop waiting for permission to reinvent themselves. I need some water. You must stop believing it's too late. You must stop shrink yourself because changes feels uncomfortable. You must stop thinking survival is the same thing as living. Because survival mode is exhausting. And darlings, I don't want to just survive anymore. I want peace. I want alignment. I want intentional income. I want to put it somewhere. I want freedom. I want softness. I want wisdom. I want time. I want to enjoy my life before it's too late. And maybe this moment is forcing me to finally take certain things more serious. Maybe it's forcing me to think beyond relying on one income source. Maybe it's forcing me deeper into creating my own platform. Maybe it's pushing me further into building something that belongs to me. So a legacy I can pass on to my grandchildren. So that's why I tell women all the time, your skills matters, your voice matters, your experiences matters. I'm going through this right now. Your story matters. And this is exactly why I am showing up online, even at almost 62. Because so many women over 50 are sitting on wisdom that could transform other people's lives. But fear keeps them hidden. I know. I'm feeling fear too. Fear of judgment. Fear of technology. I didn't know about computer until I come to the United States at 31. Fear of looking foolish. Fear of starting late. Meanwhile, younger people are building entire business from their phones. And we're over here doubting ourselves after decades of life experience, 30 years with this company. Darlings, let me tell you something. You're not behind. You are seasoned. There's a difference. Your story has value. Your wisdom has value. Your lessons have value. And I believe women over 50 are entering one of those most powerful era of our lives. If we stop abandoning ourselves. So that's why I created my free reinvention checklist. Because so many women know they need change. They know it. But they don't know where to begin. Sometimes reinvention doesn't start with quitting your job. I'm not saying to quit your job, okay? Sometimes it starts with changing how you see yourself, how you speak to yourself, how you dress, how you carry yourself. What you tolerate, what you normalize, what you allow access to your peace. Because the outer world eventually reflects your inner world. And darlings, I had to realize something else too. Just because something has existed for years does not mean it's guaranteed forever. That one hits me hard. A lot of us build emotional security around routines, what we do daily, around people, the same people that we see every day, around systems, what we are used to, around jobs that we have forever, around familiarity, what you're used to. But life changes. Season changes. We're born a child, adult, and then we go back to a child. People changes. Industries changes. And if you refuse to evolve emotionally, financially, and spiritually, you suffer more than necessary. So no, I'm not sitting here pretending I wasn't hurt. I was. I don't even want to cry right now. I was. But I'm also choosing not to become bitter. I'm choosing wisdom instead. And that takes work. Because emotional maturity after 50 looks like learning how to respond instead of react. It looks like understanding every battle does not deserve your energy. Every explanation isn't necessary. Every opportunity isn't aligned. Every sacrifice isn't noble. And every season isn't permanent. Sometimes what feels like rejection is actually a redirection. Sometimes what feels like loss is preparation. Sometimes what feels unfair because the way things that push you into your next level, that's the way. That's how it goes. And I truly believe many women watching this right now are standing at the edge of reinvention. Do you feel it? Sometimes instead of you changing, you cannot continue life exactly the same way. You know it. Your soul is craving more alignment. That's what we are designed for. More peace, more intentions, more authenticity. And darlings, that's not selfish at all. That is wisdom. Because after decades of pouring into everybody else, 30 years with this job, you finally realize I deserve a beautiful life too. Because I've created a beautiful life for them. And I don't just mean beautiful clothes, although I love clothes. I mean beautiful peace, beautiful relationships, beautiful boundaries. Beautiful confidence, beautiful health, beautiful mornings. I just came for a walk and did exercise. Beautiful energy, beautiful freedom. This is the real soft life. Not laziness, not pretending, not performative luxury, but a regulated, nervous system, a life that actually feels good to live. And I'm still learning that. I'm still learning, even at 62. Still evolving. Still growing, my mind, body, and soul. But one thing I know for sure, this next season of my life will require me to protect myself differently. Financially, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And honestly, darlings, maybe that truth is for you. So if this video speaks to you, I want you to comment below. People's calling me now. I am protecting my next season. I am protecting my next season. And if you're ready to reinvent yourself at 50 plus, download my free reinvention checklist in the description above. Because your next season deserves intentionally. Not fear, not panic, not shrinking. Intentionality. Intentionally. Intentionality. And darlings, let that sink in. This was a rough topic to talk about today, but I know I'm not the only one going through this, because a lot of baby boomers are about to retire and they don't know what's next. So before I go, you know, I wrote a book. This is Not a Practice Life by Jacqueline Young Landy. It became a bestseller on Amazon. It comes in hardcover, paperback, and Kindle. Go on there, Amazon, put the name in, and my name. This is Not a Practice Life by Jacqueline Young Landy, and purchase the one you like the best. Read it. Excuse me. Read it, and then when you're done reading it, it's easy read. Let me show you. It has pictures in there, and it's very thin, so it's an easy read. When you're done reading it, go back to Amazon, please, and write me a review. Greatly appreciate that. But the best part is to give it to someone else, or lend them to read it also, and tell them to write a review too. You know, we're here to help each other. So if you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I greatly appreciate you. And remember, I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but a lot of people are saying to me that they don't see my videos, and I've been posting every day. So I don't know what's going on new with YouTube, with YouTube. So to keep me connected with you, so you won't miss me, comment, share it, and subscribe, and hit the bell button. HIT, I'll pronounce my H right, it's okay, I'm Jamaican. Hit that bell button and subscribe so you won't miss any of my videos. Thank you for joining, guys, and let that sink in. And I see you in the next video. Much love, take care.